Okay, boy, oh boy, it's been a last few days the last 4 days where I look and I go, what just happened in those 4 days? Have you ever really had a moment to just stop exactly everything you're doing and just take that time to do nothing, but just lay down in peace like I did. I laid down in my dog's bed underneath something that just brought me serenity. And I realized that there were some things I had to reorganize on my mental, and thankful to do so. And I realized that the last video I did, there was a lot going on there, and there still is. I'm going through the process of, some would say, grief, but I see it very differently being a Buddhist. And realize that there are people out there that they're kind of like, they capture spirit. So and the epiphany of capturing spirit, are these human spirits capturing spirit in a telepathic telekinesis way and trapping them so they feel like they're a bird in a cage and they're wondering what's going on with me and why am I not feeling me or myself? Why am I feeling like someone dumped on me? And meanwhile, it's like, I'm not going through grief right now. Why am I feeling these emotions? And then you start to query certain things in evolution and imprinting in the way we all are as human beings. And so I just know that, like, for example, I'm in the shower and these epiphanies come to me and it's like, okay, angels, divine timing, right? For everything. And there are certain things that divine timing comes into. So I'm like, perfect timing. Let's use perfect timing. And so I know that I have a basement that's wet right now that I have to get attended to, which tomorrow I have somebody coming to assess it. I had the pipelines cleaned out because there was trees, roots. And I'm like, oh Lord, love a duck, if something breaks. And he had mentioned that there was some, he mentioned that it's okay, that it'll be okay. So I have to go with that. $750 later. I'm pretty sure I could have saved some money and just said, you know what? I know, I have a clear knowing. There's roots in this line, you have to clear them out. But I got the camera for peace of mind, and either way, I'm fortunate because military veterans and veterans get a discount. So it would have been a lot more money. It would have been well over $800. And so I just find that there's just certain things that are arising. And so, for example, while the guy is checking the drain and stuff, the top was from the original home when it was built, and that was in 1970. And so there's also, I'm online, I'm sitting, I'm looking at something, and I have this epiphany. I look down, and the person online, the synchronicity of what they're talking about, the place and everything else. And I have this little, it's like a prayer grid in a certain spot, and there's an angel, and then there's like a little plaque, and it has a saying on it. It has angel wings. And I'm like, Lord, love a duck, talk about timing. I already have something planned in the fall. And this person is putting on this beautiful gathering that he's going to be hosting in Europe. And I'm like, oh, I really, 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 really wanted to go to that. Really wanted to go. If I hadn't paid for my other departure of where I was going, I'd be gone. I'd be like, I don't care what it costs. I don't care how much it costs at this point. But this soulful being feels like I need to be there because this person It sounds really strange, but they're, when you believe in simultaneous lives, he's my son. But at the same time, I don't want to affect his ascension. So seeing him online, doing what he's doing, it may be a good thing that I'm not able to go, because I'm doing my own stuff. Um, and so, like all of us, we're learning as we go, whether you see yourself as a wizard or a magician or whatever the case may be. Be of good, loving, positive intentions, and please do not try to entrap spirit, whether they're a human being spirit or they're a spirit that just passed, and you're trying to access someone's Aztec records and using this spirit to gain it, whether you're using a spirit as in a way of trickery. It's like a frequency line where people can talk, and they can be mastermind manipulators, and they can find out information about people by just striking up a conversation. So be very careful. Use discernment. Who is it that's speaking to me and why? I'm a boots on the ground girl. I much rather speak boots on the ground. I don't want to get wrapped up into that stuff. I believe that, there are those that are saying we're all going to be communicating with our minds by 2030, pardon me. And some of us just have been doing it different for quite some time, but there's not as many of us. And so with telekinesis, it's just everybody is in one way or another, but at the same time, it's shut down, it's shut off, because most of us just want to live a normal life. And what is normal, really, in our society and the way things are? But anyway, I can get on a long conversation about these subjects, and I'm not going to. I'm just going to say, use discernment. If you think you're having some kind of emotional relationship, and you're married, but you're having some kind of emotional relationship, maybe you're following a guru online, and now you feel like you're having an emotional relationship with that person, and you're sharing stuff, you're giving your power away. Let's say you go and you do a walk-in, or you're hijacking, or you're attaching, or you're leeching, or you're doing different things of the sort. This is not good. This is you giving your power away again. If you agree with someone else to do something, then that is your choice, your experience. Just be prepared. You can come away changed in a different way, and then that person could suffer a great deal. And so I know I've had experiences before where somebody was meditating with me, and they were trying to do something without my permission. And then I had to say, nope, that would explain why my spirit was doing a special symbol to prevent that person from kind of walking in a different way, transcending up through me. Because there's a difference when guidance and a team has something else going on, and there's two of you in synchronicity next to each other, and it's, pardon me, where it's in sync and it's meant to happen, and your guides, and it's a contract or whatever the case may be. But still, use caution. You'll know. You will know. You'll have a clear knowing, I'm sure. And if you don't, we just have to be careful on how we affect one another's ascension. Even as I speak and I share with you, it's very, very important to know that it's programming. It's a thought worm. You take what you may. You have free will. You're a sovereign being. You take as you may, and you leave what you don't. And that's okay. If you have one God, you have one God. If you have many guides, you have many guides. If you have one faith, then you have one faith. If you have many faiths, you have many faiths. Faiths. It sounds funny, doesn't it? Either way, you get to do as you may, however you may, because you're living the life experience. Just remember, we can't enforce our values, our morals, our beliefs on anyone else, no matter what. Even if you've experienced trials and tribulations, pain and suffering, and you just know, and you have a clear knowing, and you just know, you're like, if this person just knew this, that door can open up and it can be glorious for them. But you're like, yeah, it's best not to intervene, or maybe it's best not to give my opinion if it's not asked. It's hard to be the one that just sits and is a seer in a time of the busy bees. It's the year of the horse, and red is a color that's pretty prominent in a way of fire and Archangel Michael and being extremely busy. And it's kind of funny because you think of the crystal corian, and which I love, and how it's making a breakthrough for those in different definition and meanings. For me, it's in a healing way. And it's okay for me to feel like, okay, I'm retired. I don't have to work for anyone anymore, as in boots on the ground. If I decide I want to, then I can. If I decide not to, then I don't. It's healing time for me, and I'm okay with it. Don't feel devalued or less worthy because you're taking time for you to heal on this planet. Because trust me, many on the planet would be grateful and it's to know that you're doing that for yourself, because we all can impact one another in one way or another. And so you may see a lot of people are going through a lot of loss right now. Maybe they're off work, whatever the case may be. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't put them in a different category. It doesn't mean because you're working and you feel successful that you're on a higher ascension than they are. That would be the false interpretation that programming and other human beings as a collective would want you to feel. Now, don't get me wrong, you get worth by doing, right? You think of Maslow's hierarchy of needs and having support and how strong that can make you when you feel like you're not doing things alone. But either way, that's why I go to the monastery, because it's a sovereign place for me to feel supported in a special way. I am love, they are love. I am kindness, they are kindness. And so may you be well, may you be happy, may you be free of anger, may you be free of ill will, may you be free of jealousy, may you be free of mental suffering, may you be free of physical suffering. May you live in peace, may you live happily. May the Dharma teachings unfold for you, and just know that it can certainly merge with other faiths and their teachings. It's like looking at preceptors and then looking at law of, commandments and seeing them different, but there are some that just merge and you just get it, right? You just get it. That's the mystic Buddhist in me. It's like thou shalt not kill. Well, not killing any live beings. Now, thou shalt not kill is an interpretation. Way back in mankind, it was like, just do not kill another live being, right? But what is your interpretation of a live being? For me, I jump out of my chair in my skin when I'm in a public place and I see somebody smacking their arm and they just killed a mosquito. But that's just me. I'm not to bear judgment on the person that killed the mosquito. That's for them in Judgment Day. And then what is Judgment Day, dependent on the circumstances in them and their faith and their belief? Because there were many times where I did that same thing, but I wasn't in the clear knowing. I didn't have an understanding. And so, with West Nile and everything else and disease, people, I've had West Nile and thankfully I'm okay. I remember that one summer, and a man in the prison died, who worked for the prison, got West Nile, was in the hospital, and he died from it. And that's when things started to really unfold. I believe that was the summer. Was that the summer of 2009? I think so. And that's where it became a lot, I guess the studies and the things came out more about West Nile. And then there's, other viruses and stuff. The H1N1, yeah. Just different things that we overcome. Now they're saying HPV, that people can get healing from that. I heard from one person, but I haven't heard from others. I'm thankfully not to be diagnosed with it, but still, If there's a cure, wonderful. When we hopefully we'll get to that place with I'm just trying to think of what it was called. Like I remember even in Cornwallis way back in the day and having the Cornwallis hack. That's what they called it. I didn't know what the legal name was for that. Where you get really, really sick. You would cough, you would hack. It was like your body be run down. It was almost worse than when I had COVID. It really run you ragged. Like you looked disheveled, you felt disheveled, you were gaunt. Um, you had the sore throat, you had the cough that was just endless, the fever, I can't remember what it was, and who knows what it was really. Maybe it didn't have a name back then other than the Cornwallis hack. But either way, I don't know how I got on this topic, but I have to get off. Maybe well, maybe happy. Stay well.